Hello, welcome to today's recording of Assassin's Creed 3. Today we're going to do sequence 8, and this is day 41 leading into the 100-day marathon towards Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Today we'll end up in New York, though we will not talk about New York. We're going to save that for Assassin's Creed Rogue. But we will talk about Thomas Hickey and a little bit about a gentleman we're going to meet right about now.
How fares the hunt, Connor?
There is progress, but I worry it is not enough.
You must strike where you need it most. What if you pursued Charles Lee and your father? What then of Paul Revere and the soldiers at Lexington?
Soldiers? There were no soldiers in those towns, only men and women who were forced to defend themselves.
Is this not why you fight? To protect your people? Your struggle is the colonist struggle. In helping one, you help the other.
Encouraging words from one who thought mine a fool's errand.
Make no mistake, I still do. But I can't help but feel some pride in your success.
And why should I give you any credit?
Then don't. But first, return the robe and the blade and the darts and all of the years of training and knowledge I have bestowed upon you. Return these, and then your words may have some merit.
Acts like a little spoiled child sometimes, doesn't he?
Or you could just admit that you are wrong.
Oh, child, please, you've killed 2 men. One more salesman than soldier. You're gonna have to try a lot harder than that to impress me.
Is that so, old man? Or perhaps we should step outside. I will gladly demonstrate how easily I could trounce.
Connor, this is Benjamin Tallmadge. His father was one of us, no need for secrecy. I think he has something he wants to say.
Achilles tells me you've uncovered a plot to murder the commander-in-chief.
Yes, but I have only false starts and dead ends to show for it.
Not anymore, my friend. Thomas Hickey's your man, and I aim to help you catch him.
How?
I'll explain on the way. You and I are going to New York.
Alright, I do not believe I can fast travel to New York. So, on our traveling, we will talk about Benjamin Tallmadge. He was born February 20... Back out, man. February 25th, 1477. Wow, 1477. We're back in Ezio's time again. Yeah, I didn't think I could fast travel. I can. Cool. Tallmadge was born February 25th, 1754, and was an American military officer, spymaster, and politician. He is best known for his time in the Continental Army as the leader of the Culper Ring. Oh, there he is.
So what is your stake in all this?
Same as yours. Peace, stability. A land in which all might live side by side. Free and equal.
Why not join the Brotherhood, then?
My father was an assassin. Quite good at his job, too, as I understand it. But I hope to have children someday. It's hard to live in 2 worlds at the same time. So, I chose to live in one.
I understand.
I still contribute as I can. That's why we're here now.
Alright. The Culper Ring was a celebrated network of spies within, of course, New York City. It was this network of spies that would reveal the betrayal of Benedict Arnold. Also, on November 21st, 1780, Tallmadge and the 2nd Continental Light Dragoons would cross Long Island Sound and proceed to burn down
What
the
can you
Manor
tell
of
me of
St.
Thomas
George.
Hickey?
He has been running a counterfeiting ring in the city. Locate the source of his operation, and we can have him arrested. He cannot harm the commander if he is in prison.
Do you know where he is?
Not exactly, but I have an idea where we can begin the search.
On the march back to Mount Sinai, Tallmadge would stop in Coram, New York, and order the burning of 300 tons of hay that the British had been stockpiling for the winter. This would end up pleasing George Washington, and Tallmadge would serve at his headquarters from March 1781 until the
There are rumors of bad bills being circulated here. No doubt they come from Thomas.
What are you up to? This isn't money. It's colored paper. You've cheated me for the last time. God!
The best products come direct.
He would serve at Washington's headquarters from 1781, the March of that year, until the disbandment of the Continental Army in November 1783. On March 4th, 1801, he would serve as a member of the House of Representatives and would serve there until March. That's not good. Nope. There we go. 1718. Oh boy.
We do hope to have word soon. We're serving on a package.
All right, let's try this again. Let's get up here and see where we. Oh boy, that didn't go well. I guess we stay on the ground.
Excellent leatherwork.
Being split.
Learned his craft from a Spaniard.
Woman already with all he ever does is
Spaniard was doing in the colonies back then is anybody's guess.
Morgan, that old season, get your legs buttered, set yourself asleep.
A couple of other interesting notes. He was the first president of the Phoenix Branch Bank, and president of the New York Society of the Cincinnati. He would go on to, I believe he had 6 kids, 7, and he would marry twice. Oh, I don't know why he got into that fight for me to. And then finally he would pass on March 7th, 1835 at the age of 81. And then as soon as we finish with this guy who is being stupid, we will talk about Thomas Hickey.
If you're not entirely overjoyed by what I have to offer, you've lost your senses. be you of a buying disposition, come and I'll provide satisfaction. If value's what you seek, travel no further this day. You found it.
Nope. Oh man, I got sunburned and I'm all itchy and painful and blah. Why is he coming back out this way? No wonder I got caught last time. You're backtracking.
Go on, you bastard. Get your legs muttered and set yourself elsewhere, you.
Because he went down the wrong alleyway. That's lovely. I don't know how he can't see me from there. It's like, that's got to be his line of sight. Ugh. Dang it, thought I got down in time.
Oh, Daniel. Let's put them bills away. The guards is onto us.
How? What happened?
Dan's shopkeep called me out. Brought the guards, but I gave them the slip.
Boss is gonna be mad.
Not so mad as if I'd got caught. Besides, we've got most everything we need for the job now anyway.
Best go tell him. I'll warn the others.
No, you can't see me. For some odd reason.
Go on,
Why did he jump into the well? Oh, guards are coming. Guards are coming. That makes sense. Hello, fellas. Got a barrel right there.
He'll kill himself.
Tailing missions take forever. Just realized I never have any arrows, so I never use my bow. Dude, you can't see me.
I heard what happened at the market. Boss wants everyone back at the shop. Says we strike tonight.
Be worried about that business with the guards. I'm telling you, it's nothing. Haven't had a spot of trouble since I said.
No. Oh my goodness.
At the market.
Oh.
Boss wants everyone back at the shop.
Oh. That was perfect timing, Penguin. Just to watch my failure on that.
I heard what happened at the market.
That's going to be a problem.
I heard what happened at the market. Boss wants everyone back at the shop. Says we strike tonight.
Be worried about that business with the guards. I'm telling you, it's nothing. Haven't had a spot of trouble since I.
Can't believe we're really gonna do this.
We'll be heroes. The ones who ended all this talk of revolution. They'll set us up like kings, they will. Nah, revolution. Bunch of troublemakers. Nah, revolution. Bunch of troublemakers looking to upset the...
Saw that coming, didn't you? But I'll start all the way at the beginning. And with that loading screen, I think I will. Yep. Well, I guess that since we've had so many issues, we might as well talk about Thomas Hickey, right? Historically, we don't have a list for his birth year. But we do know that he was a Continental soldier during the Revolutionary War. And he was the first person to be executed for mutiny, sedition, and treachery.
Ones who ended all this talk of revolution. They'll set us up like kings, they will. Some fool filled their head with rubbish. Ruined the rest of us good folk. Really? Of course. You and me and Hickey.
You going up, man?
Oh, cruel world.
Alright, I'll continue a little bit in a moment. Just want to make sure I don't lose these guys. Oh, there's a swingy there. Hello. I don't think I've ever seen a woman jump like that. Hey, that should be the end of that.
What's this? Thomas Hickey? Might be. What's it to you? Huh. Ain't supposed to be none of your kind left. Suppose I'd best be rectifying that then. Get him!
think I have to do this without hitting anybody, so I'll continue telling you about Thomas Hickey after this mission.
There's another one! Grab him!
There! Get him!
Got you lined up, dog!
Do not tackle or shove anyone. Hickey does that with the coins. Cause this to be
Touch
a...
those bills and I'll kill you!
Oh, am I gonna make it? I did. Well, that went easier than I ever remember that being that easy.
Be still. You will do no more harm.
You're a right fool meddling in affairs you know nothing about.
Washington's the only thing keeping the Continental Army together. You kill him, you end all hope for freedom.
Wrong, boyo. With him gone, they'll have no choice but to promote Lee, and then... You are both under arrest! Oh, well, we were just having a scrap, officer. Ain't nothing wrong with two men settling their differences the old-fashioned way. Can't we come to a...
Quiet! What are the charges?
Counterfeiting!
I had nothing to do with that.
Of course
not.
Listen, there are more important things at stake here. This man is planning to...
Sleepy time. So, Hickey was born in Ireland and would come to America as a British Army soldier and personal assistant to William Johnson during the 7 Years' War.
You missed me, sweetheart. What? Nothing to say?
If you are here, then Washington is safe.
True. Thing is, I believe I've just been pardoned. Thank you kindly for the rescue, gents.
There can be no further mistakes, Thomas. Am I understood?
What about the assassin? Yeah, he's here. They put him in a cell right next to mine. Guess we didn't get them all, eh?
Deal with this, Charles.
At once, sir.
What are we gonna do?
You're that boy from the Continental Congress. Adams's little lapdog. I think I have an idea. Yes. 2 birds with 1 stone.
Do tell.
All in good time. It's not like the assassin's going anywhere. For now, we should see about getting you better accommodations here.
What you on about? I thought I was getting out.
I'm afraid you won't be leaving for a while, thanks to Benjamin Tallmadge. He's been running his mouth, saying all sorts of things. You're being investigated for plotting to assassinate George Washington.
What a bunch of bollocks. I thought you was gonna handle that.
We'll discuss this elsewhere.
Ooh, boy. Alright. So, let's maybe do something here in a hot second. So, when the American Revolution broke out, he would desert to the colonies. He would become part of the Commander-in-Chief's that was called the Commander-in-Chief's Guard. And that guard was meant to not only protect George Washington, but to
They clearly spared no expense
protect
here.
his staff and the Continental Army's payroll. In the spring of 1776, he would be...
I'm telling you, he's planning to escape. We should get in on it.
Yeah? And what makes you think that?
Caught him carving something in the yard. Slipped it in his pocket real quick when he saw me. Looked like a key.
Probably just a shiv.
Nah, Mason ain't a fighter. Always talking and tricking his way out of trouble. Weasel Weems, they call him. Sticky bastard.
Come on, Finch. He's not so bad. Even told me some letters once. Gonna write a note to my lady.
Ha! What for? You think that whore's out there pining for you? Saving herself for when you get out? Huh? No doubt she's already moved on to the next fella, and the fella after him.
You shut your mouth before I shut it for you,
Easy now. Was just a joke.
Yeah? Well, it wasn't very funny.
Probably full of fleas and bed bugs and all sorts of gross stuff.
Get up!
Used to see that in the pine trees back home.
Where are we going?
Stay out of trouble or you'll wind up in the pit.
So, after Hickey would be arrested for counterfeiting, basically passed counterfeit money in the spring of 1776. He would be incarcerated in Whitwell Prison. This is where he would admit to Isaac Ketchum that he was part of a larger conspiracy to convert to the British. He would then be turned over to the army, where he would be court-martialed and found guilty of mutiny and sedition. He was finally hung on June 28, 1776, at the corner of Chrisley and Grand in New York City. Though there is historical rumored theories that he was actually imprisoned and killed for a plot to kill Washington instead of the counterfeiting. All fits with everything that they're throwing into Assassin's Creed lore. So it's one of those things that I didn't know about before I started looking for notes for this sequence, and something I find very interesting. So let's sit down here with this gent and see what happens. Oh, that game's a bitch.
Mason Weems?
Could be.
I need your help.
Oh?
They say you know a way out of here.
They say a lot of things.
I do not have time for games.
A shame, as I was hoping you might play one with me.
He won't come. You could
Fine.
have the crump back there.
Are you familiar with the rules? Seeing as you already know mine, what's your name?
Connor.
Pleased to meet you, Connor.
There's truth in what you say. When I first came here, the old house was falling to many pieces.
Well played. So, what brings you to Bridewell?
Treachery. I have been falsely accused.
Of course you have.
There's truth in...
You do not believe me?
Why should I? You've the look of a brute.
You misjudge. I'm an honest man.
I think it was the consumption. I took a heavy toll.
And yet, also a man imprisoned. Tell me how you found yourself in this place.
It is a private matter.
As is what you ask of me.
He was running in circles, full tilt, with staring eyes and an idiot grin across his face.
I was trying to prevent a murder.
Oh! Anyone I know?
George Washington.
The others put you up to this, didn't they? Thought it might be fun to have another laugh at Mason's expense. Fools, a lot of them. To make light of something like this? George Washington is brave beyond measure, loyal like a brother, peerless in character, and unshakable in his convictions. That man is our Jupiter Conservator, destined to lead us not just to freedom, but greatness. Anyone who says otherwise is either a simpleton or a traitor.
Then you understand why I need to get out of here. If I don't help him, he is going to die.
When I first came here, the old house was falling to many pieces.
Let me know with another guard well underway.
You're serious, aren't you?
So soon as the strike's done, we'll be rushing to get it up for Tuesday.
Very well. But it's going to take some doing. See, everything hinges on the key I forged. But that lout Finch stole it. Took me 3 months to make the thing, too. You need to get it back, or we're not going anywhere.
Consider it done.
Alright.
He won't come. His wife's gone into labor.
Excuse me, fellow inmates, to an overcrowded prison. But that's not something that happened in American history ever.
I took a heavy toll throughout that village about 5 or 6 years ago, as I recall. Cursed luck. He won't come.
We would take the forest mushrooms and drop them in a big pottery jug. Then Opa would pour in his special mixture.
All right, scoundrels, back in your cells!
Well, we always knew he had the talent. Wonderful he found the gumption to go through with it.
That went easier than I expected.
No, thanks. I was in my schnitzel.
Didn't care for that camera change though.
We would take the forest.
You could ask the
This key is useless.
The woods behind here are very good. Some are too strong.
What are you looking at? You in the market for a husband?
Oh, while we're on the subject, did you meet with success?
So much of it is hilarious to me. You in the market for a husband? It's the way that they would think. And some of the dialogue that Ubisoft added is hilarious. But with the way he's running, jeez Louise.
Your key is useless.
What do you mean?
It did not fit the lock.
It's not meant to.
You forged a key that does not work.
Well, that all depends on what you mean by work. It'll get us out of here. Just not the way you expected.
Then how?
You're going to use it to get the real key off the warden. You have to swap yours for his.
Why not just have me take the real key? Why all this extra work?
You might notice if it went missing. This way, he'll be none the wiser.
And when he tries to use it?
He won't. That's why we're targeting him.
How do I reach the warden?
Yes. This next part, you may not like.
Oh, as if I've liked the others. Out with it.
You need to pick a fight.
What?
Pick a fight, and they'll throw you in the pit.
And how in the world does this help us?
The warden oversees the pit. Getting sent there is the only way to reach him.
I give you credit. You've given this plan to risk my life a great deal of thought.
Take down as many as you can. 1 or 2 will only serve to entertain the guards. You need to make them angry. We all have our part to play. Try not to die.
Yeah, you don't want them to find your key, buddy.
Never knew what hit me. I still got up.
Show me how it's done. Bring it to them. Bloody the bastards! You saw them. Show them the play. Punish them. Bloody the beasties. Give them another. Send them all in boxes. That's it. Teach them a lesson. Break them. Give them a right on the body. Give them a right.
Oh, he snapped his neck.
Fancy yourself a troublemaker, eh? Some time in the pits to cool your blood.
Yes, well done.
Look at all of you, pathetic, dirty wretches. You're not but swine, suckling at the teats of civilization. Thieves and scoundrels all. And do you acknowledge this? Do you repent and beg forgiveness? No. You elect instead to commit new and more terrible crimes inside what should be a place of rehabilitation.
Go away.
You bite.
Oh, my bad. Didn't realize I had to do that.
Need to take care not to raise the alarm.
Duh. I don't know which way I need to go, though. Which way is guns on the front side? So we gotta go this way. Nope. 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 Somebody. Dang it.
I need to take care not to raise the alarm.
Huh. How did Mason get over here?
You'll find Hickey through that door. It's where they keep the important prisoners. Nicer rooms, more space, those sorts of things. It seems even in prison, who you know makes all the difference.
Thank you, Mason, for everything. I will find a way to repay the favor when my work here is finished.
And then you did just give him the key. Don't see me.
You won't shake us so easily.
Stop there, you!
Shoot. Shoot. Shoot, shoot.
Prepare to
Dang it.
bleed.
Alright, let's try this again.
You won't shake us so easily. I think not. Get back here now. Get back here, you deaf idiot.
Haha! I think he's just trying to choke out a dead body.
Not who you was expecting, am I right?
What have we here? I thought we'd finished off your kind.
You would like that, wouldn't you? To rid the world of all who do not share your views.
Guilty as charged. Your meddling in the revolution has caused us no small measure of grief. It cannot continue. Our work is too important. But what would you know beyond all the lies Achilles feeds you and the tales you tell yourself?
I know that the people wish to be free, and that men like Washington fight to make it so.
Please, the man is weak. He stumbles and stammers through each engagement, making it all up as he goes along. His pedigree is pathetic, his military record even more so. I could go on and on, but we'd be here for days, so manifold are his faults, so deficient are his merits. He must be dealt with. You as well. I will abide no more flies in the ointment.
Here's how it's gonna work. First we bind you and bring you to your cell. Then tomorrow, you go before the court, accused of plotting to kill good old Georgie. Maybe we could pin the murder of the warden on you too. You did kill him after all. And who wouldn't take the word of Charlie over here? Once that's all squared away, well then.
All those years ago, the child in the forest was you.
I said I would find you.
And so you have. But not quite as you had expected, am I right? You know, all of this might have been avoided had you only done what I asked. Ah, but what's done is done.
Even as a big grown man, he got choked out.
Up with you! I said, get up! Walk.
Bye now.
Bye. They're just like, bye, Felicia. I wonder how easy it would have been for them to throw him in there if he hadn't have jumped, like up with his toes and stuff. Just a question.
Hello, Connor. Didn't think I'd miss your going away party, did ya? I hear Washington himself is going to be in attendance. Hope nothing bad happens to him.
You said there'd be a trial.
Oh, no trial for traitors, I'm afraid. Lee and Haytham sorted out. It's straight to the gallows for you.
I will not die today. The same cannot be said for you.
That's enough! Keep moving!
Uh-oh, that could be problematic. Really? Alright, looks like we're gonna take the batteries out of this controller. Because this is dead. There we go. She came in with that punch, is like, sup, I'm a boss.
You are not alone. And we give a cry when you need us.
Forget about me. You need to stop Hickey. He's... Up you go. Don't want to be late now, do we? You just had to be an hero, didn't you? You and Georgie both. Now you see what it gets you. A pine box and little else.
Brothers, sisters, fellow patriots. Several days ago, we learned of a scheme so vile, so dastardly, that even repeating it now disturbs my being. The man before you plotted to murder our much-beloved general. Indeed, what darkness or madness moved him, none can say. And he himself offers no defense, shows no remorse. And though we have begged and pleaded with him to share what he knows, he maintains a deadly silence. If the man will not explain himself, if he will not confess and atone, what other option do we have but this? He sought to send us into the arms of the enemy. And thus we are compelled by justice to send him from this world. May God have mercy on your soul.
Need to stop, Hickey.
Where did the old man keep that tomahawk? You wanna tell me?
God, I'll be a better man. I'll even love my wife. Got him sighted.
I think I just totally murdered somebody that didn't need it. That's upsetting. Because he should have died back in the street. Yeah, he should have died way back in the street.
Damn it. I thought I'd at least live to see another day. Shame.
I want answers. Why did Johnson try and buy my people's land? Why was Pitcairn targeting Adams and Hancock? What purpose would Washington's murder have served? Why does your order support the British?
How should I know? The Templars, Lee, the big man, Haytham, they has the money. They has the power. That's the reason I threw him with them. That's the only reason. Sure, they have some sort of vision for the future, too. I didn't give a damn about any of that. They can sing their songs about mankind and its troubles. They can make their plans and spring their traps. Don't bother me none. They paid me, so I said yes. Didn't bother to ask who, or how, or why. Didn't care.
You chose to side with men who would rob us of our humanity simply because it was more profitable?
What else is there? I'm not some blind fool who give up all I've got on principle. What is principle anyway? Can you bring it to the bank? Don't look at me like that. We're different, you and I. You're just some blind fool who's always chasing butterflies. Whereas I'm the type of guy who likes to have a beer in one hand and a tea in the other. Thing is, boy, I can have what I seek. Had it even. Your hands will always be empty.
Interesting thought, isn't it?
At ease, men! At ease! I said, lower your goddamn guns! This man's a hero! Oh, the General can be so stubborn sometimes. Piffle, he said, when we warned him something like this would happen. Piffle!
Stop.
He wanted to kill the commander. Nearly killed you as well. He was a scoundrel.
But still a man.
You're nothing if not consistent.
Where is Washington? I need to speak with him.
Bundled off as soon as your execution went sideways. He's likely on his way back to Philadelphia by now.
And so am I.
Something wrong?
He is still in danger. Hickey did not act alone.
I think that's the last time we see Putnam for a while. Which is unfortunate. I like Israel Putnam. And I think that's the end of sequence 8. But I believe we have a modern day mission to go through. I believe. I might be wrong. And it didn't kick
It's
out
quite
Santa.
impressive what you've accomplished.
Huh. Maybe there's a little bit.
Is that a compliment?
Now, don't misconstrue. I'm sure the whole endeavor will end tragically. But to have come this far, well, it's more than I ever expected.
The people yearned for freedom but feared to grab hold of it. That fear is gone now.
Thanks to you.
No. This they did on their own.
You diminish your role. But you have always been of humble heart.
I do what is right. No more, no less.
You cannot tell him.
I have to. Otherwise, he will never be safe.
He is safer not knowing. By planting the seeds of doubt, you threaten to topple his entire endeavor. If Washington is paralyzed, Charles Lee will strike. You'll cause the very thing you aim to prevent. Hunt the Templars, as is your duty. But do not drag these men into it.
And for the support of this declaration, with a...
We must now all hang together.
Yes, we must indeed all hang together. Or most assuredly, we shall all hang separately.
You are once more our savior.
I must speak with the commander.
He's gone to try and hold New York. The British intend to take it. I fear we'll need to recall our men from Quebec as well. It's one thing to declare our independence. Now, my friend, we must make it so.
There it is. There's the end of sequence 8. And I'm fairly certain there's a modern day mission to do after this. But if not, that will be the end for today. But let's wait for the loading screen and find out. Yep, modern day. Here we go. There's sneeze
Everything
coming.
all right?
So prepare yourself.
Sean has
It's gonna get
located
loud
a
for a
second
second.
power source. Ask Rebecca to charter a flight for us.
Excuse me.
Where to?
Brazil.
You there, Rebecca?
Bad reception. Can you hear me?
Well, glad to see that's working. Guess I'll try you back when I'm topside.
Alright, so here we go.
Alguém chama a segurança!
Qual é o seu problema?
Ei! Olha por onde anda!
Aquele cara tá maluco.
I am. But how do we understand what they're saying? Don't they speak Portuguese?
Copy now?
Loud and clear.
What's the plan?
According to our intel, the power source is being worn as a bracelet by some tycoon's trophy wife. We're working on pinpointing her location, but she's most likely inside a VIP booth on the stadium's upper level. I'll update you when I know more.
Now to find a ticket.
We don't have time to play nice. Steal someone else's.
Bit of a dick move, don't you think?
Well, I guess you could try and sneak past security instead.
So, for those of you who have watched my videos up to this point, you've seen the size of the power supply here. And the thought... Oh, that's not good.
That doesn't look like normal security.
The thought of some random tycoon's wife, trophy wife, no doubt, so she's probably a very tiny woman, wearing it as a bracelet kinda makes me go, what? The thing's like the size of your head. How does it work as a bracelet here? I just don't see it working. And I had a friend of mine say that, what was the term that she used? Avant-garde. And then compared it to something like Lady Gaga would wear, like the meat suit. So, well, I got detected. So it just makes me go, what? Well, it's weird to me. I don't see why someone would wear something that big as a bracelet.
That doesn't look like normal security.
Because it isn't. Those are Abstergo agents. Cross is probably here too.
I thought I could take him out. Didn't go well. Let's try this again.
That doesn't look like normal security.
Because it isn't. Those are Abstergo agents. Cross is probably here too. You need to be careful. Your target's definitely in the VIP area. The entrance is at the end of this concourse.
Você viu esse homem? Chame a segurança imediatamente subir.
Alguém chama a segurança!
Aquele cara tá maluco!
Security's headed towards you.
Let me guess, we're starting right at the beginning. Yep.
Alguém chama a segurança! Ei, olha por onde anda.
That doesn't look like normal security.
Because it isn't. Those are Abstergo agents.
Qual é o seu problema?
Cross is probably here too. You need to be careful. Your target's definitely in the VIP area. The entrance is at the end of this concourse.
Consultei todos os especialistas aí.
Você viu esse homem? Chame a segurança imediatamente subir.
I wish the social stealth here
set up a checkpoint.
would do more than just point out when I'm being detected or watched.
Desmond. Hi. Slender. Do something. Get close to the crowd and you should be okay. Or look for a way around it.
Alguém chama a segurança!
Hey, look, that looks like a save point.
Looks like I'm close. Shit! Another checkpoint.
You're gonna have to find another way around. Security's too tight here.
Se não me deixar entrar, vou perder o emprego.
Temos aquele cara da identidade.
Não tenho nada. Olha, aconteceu, só isso. A gente não queria que acontecesse. Só aconteceu. Sinto muito.
Sente muito? Ela é minha irmã, cara.
So many places for good parkour artists to get inside.
Almost there, Desmond. Just on the other side of the stage.
Other side?
Hit the wrong button. I'm lucky I didn't get synced there.
Use the catwalk to get across. You're really close now. The power
Oh, there's
source
actually a
is one
fight
block
going on
up
in the ring.
here.
I don't think I've ever stopped to look. I'm surprised they don't wear t-shirts, but it's interesting to see.
Alguém chama a segurança! Olha por onde anda.
Aquele cara tá maluco.
Hey!
Hurry, Desmond. If he gets away with the artifact, we're screwed. You can't let that happen.
Ei, olha por onde anda.
Where did you go, Cross?
Ei,
Aquele cara tá maluco.
Almost didn't see him turn over there.
Shut up! Shut up!
I fucked up, Warren. I fucked up.
What up's actually hit the right button, right? Drop kick. Seriously like to have seen like a helper or something. That's behind a tree. Yeah, like seriously, how do you put that on your wrist? How do you wear that as a bracelet?
Okay, head for the metro. I'll hold the train for you.
I don't know which way to turn, right? Tell me how the police does not know what train station to check, when to get on the next station.
We can get back to Connor whenever you're ready, Desmond. Unless you want to plug in the power source first. Up to you.
Well, first thing we're gonna do is talk to you.
So, what's the latest? Learn anything interesting while you were exploring?
They were working on some weird stuff towards the end. Trying to engineer new bodies and store their minds inside computers.
Well, this conversation was
Failure
supposed to
after
happen
failure.
after I placed the power supply.
Don't worry about it too. I mean, they say there's something in here that'll help us. But what is it? Why is it locked up if it's exactly what we need?
I don't know. Maybe it's dangerous. Maybe they wanted to make sure only you could reach it.
That's the other question. What makes me so special?
I guess we'll know once we open the door. Hey, I hope it's not uncomfortable for me to ask, but what happened with Lucy?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything.
No, it's fine. I really don't know. I was talking to my dad about it. It's hard to say. I mean, Juno definitely took control, but I think I agreed to it on some level. I think I let her in. No. That's not right. It wasn't her. Not exactly. It was more like a program. Does that sound weird? It showed me things.
What'd you see?
That if I didn't stop Lucy, Abstergo would get the apple, and we'd all be dead.
I still don't understand why she turned on us.
I'm sure she thought she was doing the right thing.
I gotta get back to work. You might want to do the same.
Let's see if I remember how to get up here.
What is a fact? Is it fixed? Immutable? Certain in its existence and only awaiting discovery? Or might it be changed? Here we learned the answer, and thought that it might save us. They were used to command, to control, to own. But we soon discovered another use. When enough sat in thrall and were told to believe, Their thoughts took on form. What was imagined became real. If 100 minds could wish away a wall or create a tree, what might 1,000 do? 10,000? More? Might we change the consensus and will the threat away? We resolved to send one into the sky where it might illuminate us all. Once placed, a sentence would be uttered. Make us safe. In this way, we would change the consensus. We would save the world. But it never came to be. We sent a dozen of them skyward, but there was no way to maintain control, to direct the beam, to enthrall the world, to speak the words. Though this was strange and dangerous, what we tried next was worse.
Essentially how one of the apples got on the moon. It makes me wonder if there's more than one on the moon, or if they did like Abstergo is trying to do and put it in an artificial satellite.
Our first instinct was to travel back, to change the past. But we could not find a way. But forward, we could look forward. And so here we sought to see beyond ourselves, and know what was to come. First we watched to learn if our work would succeed. But the answer was always the same. So we moved on to other things. But she remained. The one you call Minerva. In time, she too stopped looking, and instead began to speak. She called out across time, in the hopes that you might be saved. She hid messages where none might find them, save for you and those within this place.
Fascinating.
Tired of it. The cryptic warnings, the threats. Just tell us what you want!
But they are. We saw the Nephilim there. We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them. Imagine trying to explain all this to a 2-year-old, to a grasshopper. When they said the will of the gods was unknowable, they meant it. Literally.
I killed her, you know. I killed Lucy.
It was the apple, son. It was Juno.
I saw what she was. What would happen if I let her live? I could have stopped myself. I mean, there was a force there. But I didn't have to. I chose to.
Desmond.
Lucy was going to betray us and take the apple back to Abstergo. I saw the satellite launched. I saw them turn it on, and then... it failed. Whatever's on the other side of that door, it benefits Juno. We need to be careful.
Alright, let's see if we can find the spot. Oh, actually, it should be right around here, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it's right up here, isn't it? I think I failed. I think I was supposed to go back up. Oh, I didn't. Sweet. Seriously. It's as big as both of his hands. How is that bracelet? If you got any theories, comment below.
What stories the temple will tell me today.
No more powers. I go. Alright, looks like we'll do some dad talk and then we will,
I'm telling you, there's something down here.
Don't be daft.
I don't know, maybe they were sleeping or something and we woke them. Some kind of cryogenics? Or hibernation? I mean, how do we know what the hell they were doing down here?
They were working on a bunch of different solutions, but nothing worked. Just went from one to the next, and then... I don't know. They must have left at some point. After the end.
I wonder what the world would be like if they'd succeeded.
I'm more concerned about what it will be like if we don't.
Salvation. They found a way. Too late for them. But not for you. Sealed. To protect it. Though now it bars your way. Find the key. The past will tell.
Sorry, Desmond. A little busy right now.
unclick these emails, and I will find transcripts of them to see if there's anything interesting to talk about, and we'll talk about them at the beginning of Assassin's Creed 4.
Come on, son. We got work to do.
Alright, maybe Sean will have something to say.
Oh, unbelievable.
What's up?
Your politicians are constantly referencing the Founding Fathers, insisting they must have been in support of one thing or another. I have never seen such a blatant disregard for history.
That's just typical political propaganda.
It's also dishonest and delusional. How can anyone claim to know what these people wanted based off scraps of paper and wishful thinking?
They're looking for intent. What these men envision for our country and its future.
Idealistic and unlikely. I don't think most of your presidents and senators and judges care what the founders thought. They just want to know how they can bend old words to achieve modern goals. Who cares if they were deists or theists or wanted a central bank? Why do people need the validation? What should matter is what you, as an individual, believe, and why you believe it. What, are we so insecure that we have to find 18th century letters to validate our beliefs? Oh, look, Mum, a dead man agreed with me. Maybe. If you transpose the letters in his shopping list, you can plainly see he was on my side.
Jesus, Sean. It's a cynical way to look at it.
Doesn't make it less true. I keep trying to understand how men like Washington and Jefferson could dedicate their lives to the pursuit of liberty and equality, yet have no problem owning slaves. It's hypocritical in the extreme, and your history books make only passing mention of the subject, as if it were of little consequence.
They had a war to win, a country's future to secure. How could they deal with all these issues at the same time?
Spoken like a true apologist. We hear it today, too, that matters of civil rights and equality must wait. There are conflicts to settle, economies to salvage. What do any of these things matter if the people are not free and equal? All of them. I wish there was a way for us to share what we learn from the Animus with others. Imagine being able to accurately answer questions about the past, or experience lost civilizations.
But how would you cite it? We can't just reveal the machine's existence to the world.
Why not?
Desmond's right. It would be dangerous. And we still haven't found a way to manage the bleeding effect.
Maybe when we're done saving the world, we can look into it.
Even if we do manage to stave off the apocalypse, it's not like the Templars are simply going to disappear. I suspect our fight will continue long after this latest battle is finished. Oh, look at the time. Oh, doesn't time fly? Look, I think it's best we get you back in the Animus.
Alright, now unless William's got something to say, this will be the end of sequence number 8. Where's William? There's William. Nope, William's got nothing to say. Alright, I'm gonna run over to the Animus, and we're gonna call this a day. Alright, thank you so much for enjoying my playthrough of Assassin's Creed 3, sequence number 8. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have. Remember, we got today is day 41, so we have, what, 59 days left until the release of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I can't be the only one excited. Leave a comment below and let me know how you feel about that release that's upcoming. Also, if you enjoy the content that I provide, please check out my social media and my website and let me know what you think. Until next time when we do sequence number 9, I hope you all have a great night.